James Tapp, one of the realest to ever pick up a mic from the city of New Orleans, will lose his life on November 26th of 2003. The life of Soulja Slim has been greatly celebrated by his fans, friends, and family alike. With the inception of social media would come a rash of videos filled with misinformation about the late, great Soulja Slim, most coming from social media creators who have never stepped foot in New Orleans a day in their lives. Years after Slim's passing, Miss Linda and Danielle would both sit down with WDSU of New Orleans to give a heartfelt interview about the life of Slim.
It's 2 times that I hate, and that's his birthday and this time of the year. I do good all the rest of the days, but this is kind of hard to deal with.
It seems like every year it just gets better. More people learn about him, more people know about him. And to really be kin to somebody who carries on a legacy and it just gets bigger each year, it's a blessing.
We have a big family, and we can't go be with them like we used to being with them. So, yeah, that makes it more tougher for us, especially for me. Even though I miss my son, I've been blessed. So I think justice has been done. It's just life, and we gotta move on.
That's the best part, seeing the fans and their memories online and them sharing how they really feel about him. And it's like I said, I mean, all these years later, like you said, 17, I mean, and they still love him.
The Soulja Slim, Slim's son, bears his dad's name and has made moves on the music scene himself with mixtapes such as No Days Off, Real Soulja for Life, and Soulja Slim, Reincarnated. No stranger to social media, Lil Soulja, when asked in interviews about the passing of his pops, always seems awkward and frustrated when the question is posed. To be honest, I can't blame the homie for feeling a way about it. Being asked the same question over and over about such a sensitive topic can be annoying. Lil Soulja typically acknowledges that he knows his pop was a street dude and anything can happen when you're from the streets. By now, I'm pretty sure that you have all heard the stories about Jarrell Smith, aka Jigga, and Stephen Kennedy, aka SK, involvement in Slim's passing. You've also more than likely heard about dude who used to run the $1 Million Spot in New Orleans' involvement with Slim's passing. Unlike the studio gangsters of this era, Slim was always one known for living his lyrics. In several of Slim's songs, he will recant capers and moves that he made in the streets. His most infamous lyrics would be the ones that he spit on If It's Beef. It was alleged that it was these lyrics that would cost Slim his life. In the song, Slim raps about a street dude flexing in the streets on Super Sunday. If you don't know what Super Sunday is, I'm about to run it to you. Aside from Mardi Gras Day, the most significant day for Mardi Gras Indians is Super Sunday. The New Orleans Mardi Gras Indian Council always has their Indian Sunday on the 3rd Sunday of March around St. Joseph's Day. The festival begins at noon in A.L. Davis Park, aka Shakespeare, at Washington and LaSalle Streets, where the Mardi Gras Indians once again dress in their feathers and suits to take to the streets to meet up with other gangs. There are 3 Super Sunday Mardi Gras celebrations that happen each year: Uptown, Downtown, and the West Bank. Now, let's get back to the lyrics. Slim goes on to rap. They jammed dude up in traffic and snatched him up, battered him up with the heater, jacking him for over 100 grand with the jewelry. Afterwards, dumping dude in Michoud. If you're not from the Indo, let me run into you about Michoud. In the 19th century, Michoud was a small rural village in Orleans Parish, outside of the city limits on Old Gentilly Road, named after French sugar farmer Antoine Michoud. The history of Michoud begins with the establishment of the Lighthouse Services New Orleans Depot in 1934, along with what would become to this present day the Industrial Canal Lock. In 1939, the Lighthouse Service was integrated into the Coast Guard, and in 1949, that facility was officially designated as a Coast Guard base. In 1966, a base machine shop will be built, and construction of the administrative building and barracks will begin the following year. July 1st of 1987, the base was redesignated the Support Center in New Orleans under the Maintenance and Logistics Command, Atlantic. On the 29th of May in 1996, Support Center New Orleans became Integrated Support Command New Orleans, the ISC, and brought together financial personnel, work life, civil rights, housing support, industrial support, facilities engineering, and the medical and dental clinic under one command. 2003, the Naval Engineering Support Unit, NESU, and Electronic Engineering Support Unit, ESU, were placed under the authority of the ISC. In August of 2005, Hurricane Katrina would severely damage the site and force the ISC and its tenants to relocate two of the original buildings, the 1934 New Orleans Depot, will remain on the site in what was the ISC Industrial Division portion of the base. The ISC temporarily located to the Louisiana Convention Center in Alexandria, Louisiana, immediately after Katrina struck, then moved back to New Orleans in December of 2006, utilizing vacant spaces at the Naval Support Activity. In September of 2006, the ISC moved its new base as a tenant of NASA's Michoud Assembly Facility in the New Orleans East. Although rich in history, Michoud would also be known as the dumping grounds. Michoud will forever be known as one of the areas of the city that bodies were dumped off in.